All right, here we go. We always like to introduce a theme or a topic, something to spiritually, metaphysically chew on, something to exercise our spiritual intellect, intuition, and soul. And this week is no different, except the one way that it might be different is the magnitude of the topic. And the topic will be roughly miracles and these darn miracle things. And miracles seem to be a controversial topic, and yet so much of religion and spirituality seems to be characterized by the miracle. And of course, we know the great stories of the one who cured the lepers and brought people back to life, and yet spirituality all around the planet, religion has always been characterized by miracles of saints and sages, mystics and gurus. The stories are endless. If you've ever read Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramahansa Yogananda, it's often characterized by those who say there's a miracle on every page, because that's almost the case. George Harrison and Steve Jobs like to hand out copies of Autobiography of a Yogi to their friends, just to name a couple. And what is it about miracles that captures our attention? Isn't it somewhat childish to be looking for miracles, unicorns and rainbows and sudden large gifts showing up in our driveway? And shouldn't we be more mature and beyond that stage where we cannot be compelled to continue our spiritual growth unless we're tempted and we're assuaged by miracles? Without vision, the people perish, it says. People need signs and wonders. So what is it about us and the miracles? Shouldn't we just love God so much with our heart, mind, soul, and spirit that we no longer need the miracle, the sudden radical shift in perception that changes everything, either in our health or our perception or our consciousness? Can't we just trudge along every day, making slight, even imperceptible progress toward our destiny? Why do we need these sudden cataclysmic movements forward to keep our faith and to move forward in our spiritual progress? Well, that's the big question today. Let's personalize this, shall we? Are you in the mood for a miracle? Is there a place in your life right now that you would like to have a miracle? Well, let's define a miracle. I think we should start that way. Marianne Williamson defines a miracle as a radical shift in perception, which it certainly is that. Suddenly, all of our ideas and attitudes, emotions, and our opinions are shoved out of the way, and they're replaced by a whole new compendium of ideas and attitudes. That's a perceptual shift. But then there we are discounting the actual shift in the material world. How about the healing of a disease? How about a change in your finances? How about a large rearrangement of material atoms and molecules that is nothing less than miraculous? And would you want one of those? Be honest with yourself. Are you in the mood? Do you need one of those? Have you been struggling with something for a very long time? So it seems to me that all of us have, we love God and we keep trudging, even though maybe there hasn't been a miracle for a while. Maybe we could go the rest of our life without a miracle. Maybe you've had one really big one, one really large shift that changed everything in your life, and then you decided to become content with the educational variety of miracles that happen so slowly over time. And yet, perhaps in some way, we're limiting ourselves by not stirring up our faith and saying, yes, in this area of my life, whether it's perceptual, whether it's physical, whether it's emotional, whether it's circumstantial, whether it's financial, whatever it is, I am ready and willing, and I believe, and I would actually love to have a miracle in this area of my life. The sudden and radical change that is the thing that they include in books. And you know which books I'm talking about. Anyway, I'd like to stir the pot. Are you in the mood for a miracle? Are you ready for one? Do you need one? Uh, are you shy about asking for one? Do you think you no longer should be allowed to have them? Where are you at with the miracle? Einstein said there's only two ways to perceive reality. One is as though nothing is a miracle, and the other is as though everything is a miracle. And if everything is a miracle, then the next miracle is simply the most logical extension of our experience. Okay, have a miraculous day. See you next time.